Final Fantasy 14 as a game has brought a lot of things to me, especially when it comes to like new subscribers, new people, new friends, and just people who I just talked to about Final Fantasy 14, and just new experiences when it comes to gaming. And as someone who enjoys gaming, who enjoys big stories, who enjoys, I don't necessarily say I enjoy open worlds as much as I do anymore, but I do enjoy exploring what this world has to offer in terms of its story, its plot, its narratives. And when it comes to Final Fantasy 14, and when it comes to an MMORPG, as an MMORPG, it can be very intimidating to come into as a new player, and this is coming from a Sprout. Now, long story short, I used to play MMORPGs in the past. I took a long break, and now I'm back into playing Final Fantasy 14. Even though I am taking a break from it now because I'm currently playing Metro Prime 4, which we will get to in an illicit video. But I want to help out people who are like me watching this video. People who have heard a lot of good things about Final Fantasy 14 but just don't have the time, and then all of a sudden they finally have the time to actually play this game. So from my perspective, there are a couple of things that I knew going into the game, and also reading the comment section from my last video. A lot of good people in my community, a lot of good people who just subscribe to me are incredible veterans in the game, and I felt that, hey, some of the things I'm about to say, some of the tips I'm about to give you are really good tips, and it's not exactly even going into the minutia and detail of what you need to know when jumping into a massive multiplayer online role-playing game like Final Fantasy 14. Without further ado, let's start off with my tips as a Sprout to you who is a Sprout, or to people who have played this game before, and you could also be like, you know what, that's a very good tip. Tip number 1, take your time with the game. There's no rush. It's an MMORPG. It's a dynamic world. It's a lived-in world. And when it comes to a game like Final Fantasy 14, it's a very unique MMORPG in the sense that it's less an MMORPG and more so an RPG MMO. Hear me out. You know how you have MMORPGs that really focus on the multiplayer aspects and really focus on the community aspects? And even though Final Fantasy 14 does an amazing job in that regard as to bringing people together, having just a lot of people in the game doing whatever they want, people come into Final Fantasy 14 mainly for this narrative, then they go into the multiplayer. And when it comes to Final Fantasy 14, it is a true Final Fantasy game in its RPG mechanics, in its RPG elements, in its narrative, in its plot points. The game in itself is a game that you could actually play solo, well, with a caveat, which will go into my second tip. You can play solo, but the added benefits of having people playing with the game with you is what gives it its MMO status, as opposed to like just a normal RPG. It's an incredible RPG in that you play different roles, and obviously in the game like Final Fantasy 14 you can play as different classes with just one character, which is incredible. But at the same time, you know how I said you can also play this game and take this game at your own time? It also means do whatever you want to do. Don't feel like you're going to be rushed into going to the narrative because, okay, you're in the Realm Reborn, and the Realm Reborn is considered to be one of the boring parts of the game. But trust me when I say a Realm Reborn and everything that happens within ARR makes a big impact along the line till you get to Endwalker. And this is coming from someone who is still on Stormblood. First tip, take your time with the game. Don't rush. It's an experience. It's something you should love doing. It's the way I think of it, right? Think of Final Fantasy 14 as a very slow burn. It's a book with multiple chapters. It's a book with the first chapters being about world building and foundation till it goes to the crescendo, until it goes to the ultimate impact of just a flawless story. Take your time with the game. Number 2, do your blue quests. Trust me when I say this, you want to do your blue quests. Now, not every single blue quest has the same level of importance as you would. There are a lot of YouTubers on the platform that have made incredible videos. One of the people that I usually go to when it comes to like learning about MMORPGs, particularly Final Fantasy 14, is Zepler, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people in the community know who Zepler is. She's an amazing content creator when it comes to like MMORPGs, when it comes to like Final Fantasy 14. I even saw her last video with Guild Wars 2. Now it sounds like I'm glazing her, but honestly speaking, she's done an incredible video on blue quests that you should do. Even though it is, I think, about 4 years old, it's still very relevant, and I, especially for me, use it as well when I was going through Final Fantasy 14. I will leave the video I'm talking about that Zepler made in the comment section, in the description box down below. But when it comes to blue quests, think of blue quests as quests that give you the access to additional features within the game. You don't want to be locked out of important things like, say for example, chocobo riding. You are going to need a chocobo at some point in time. Trust me when I say this. It's an MMORPG and it is massive for a reason. The game is big. You are going to need a chocobo. Your job quests. Well, job quests, we'll get to that in a bit. But always do your blue quest. If you see a blue quest that comes up and you read the description, if it looks interesting, do it. It also helps with unlocking certain particular dungeons and also unlocking one of the best parts of the game, which are your raids and your alliance raids, which we will get to in a bit. Number 3, try and match up with other people when going into dungeons. So similar to my first tip about you taking the game at your own pace, in your own time, and it being an RPG MMO as opposed to MMORPG, it might give the impression that you should solo this game. Honestly speaking, this is a tip that I wish I took earlier on. A lot of people in the community, a lot of people in the comment section in my past video, all made the same statement as, yo, make sure you play every dungeon with people. It is an incredible experience, because in certain dungeons, especially early on in the game, you have dungeons that have the abilities, you have NPCs follow you. The problem with these dungeons is, and the problem with the NPCs following you is, you're probably going to be the highest leveled character in that particular dungeon, and there isn't that level, and it's very, lack of a better word, very boring. It's like a clicking game. It's like very mind-numbing, like, oh, okay, yeah, fine, I'm here, go through the dungeon, go through all the mobs, that's cool, until you get to a big boss, and then, okay, fine, I have to take my time. When you're playing with other people, there's the added aspects of you talking to people, you communicating with people. And when you have a solid team, especially solid people like a tank, DPS, and healers, especially when a tank is very high level that they already know the meta as to, oh, hey, I'm just going to rush in, provoke as many people as I possibly can, and wait for you, if you're playing as a DPS, to do as much damage as you possibly can. So yeah, always make sure you try and do as many dungeons as you can, matching up with other people. The duty finder is an incredible feature. It works well. When it comes to some particular dungeons, you're probably better off using a party finder, because you're not going to get a queue when tackling certain dungeons. Now, if you're someone like me who starts off as a DPS, sometimes you're going to be caught off with the long queue time, because most people are DPSs. If you're a tank or a healer, you're probably good to go, honestly. But just give it some time, and trust me when I say, you want to do dungeons, you want to do alliance raids, you want to do raids, you want to do the trials, because when it comes to you doing these things with other people, it is probably one of the best experiences you get in this game. Trust me when I say this, the combat in this game goes the extra mile when playing with other people and not just NPCs. The fourth tip I have for you guys is, make sure you do your job quests. When playing Final Fantasy 14, it's very easy for you to fall into the trap of only doing your main story quests or your MSQs, which is good because you're trying to push the narrative and try to enjoy the narrative, especially if you're enjoying the narrative. But always do make sure you do your job quests. Make sure you do your job quests. Your job quests essentially are the quests that do give you access to extra abilities, access to extra talents and abilities you use as your job. So say, for example, I'm a Lancer. Before I became a Dragoon, you had to go through a job quest, whereas you go from being a Lancer to a Dragoon. So you go all the way from Ingridania, so where I start off in Ingridania, go to Ishgard. Not going to go into details as to what exactly happened, but the main point is, do your job quests. It's just as important as your main story quest. I would even say it might be more important. Now, there are certain job quests that do require you to reach a certain point in the story before you can continue with the job quests, but make sure you do your job quests. And hey, it's a good time to it's a good break away from the main story, especially if you're like, okay, I've been playing the MSQ for so long, I want something different. Now, the last and finally, the only thing I'm about to say that you guys should really take into consideration when playing this game is, have as much fun as you possibly can. It's an MMORPG. It's an experience. It's not the type of experience that you should be optimal in doing. You don't want to optimize an experience because that takes out the fun factor of said experience. What you do want to do is go through the game, make your mistakes. Hey, listen to the tips I'm giving you as well, because it goes a long way, because even with these tips, you will still make your own mistakes, and I do expect you to make your own mistakes. But it goes a long way when you're going through the game and just having fun, just meeting people. Like I said in my previous video, and someone even left in the comment section in my last video, where we're talking about, if you're getting tired of doing the MSQs, the other things you could do, you could get a crafting job and actually start crafting. And one thing about Final Fantasy, especially with this particular game, the crafting in this game, even though I haven't tried it, the videos I've seen, I'm like, this is a very addicting mini game. There's still the golden saucer you can go into and just play a couple of games. There are a couple of meetups you can do, just going into like going to the major worlds like Ul'dah, La Nocia, Gridania. It helps out a lot. It's a good game, and the community in general is a very good community. You will get the occasional people who are like all over the place who talk out their ass, but most people are like, you know what, we're chilled, we're just here to have a good time. We're just here to just chill, vibe, talk to people, get into alliance raids, do big things. And hey, even though Final Fantasy 14 right now is probably at its lowest because of what happened with dawntrail, I would say this is probably the perfect time for you to jump into Final Fantasy 14. Because trust me when I say this, I made the plunge. I am happy I made the plunge. The people who follow me are happy I made the plunge. And now people are always saying like, oh wait, I can't wait for this guy to reach Shadowbringer or Endwalker. And then like, yeah, the descent into madness Christmas is coming. But hey, what do you guys think about the video? Leave in the comment section down below what you think. Thanks for watching the video. Hope to hear from you soon. And if you're curious about the video I've been referring to, I'm like, oh, my past video this, my past video that, it would be here, or would be here right now. Make sure you watch it. It helps out a ton. Thanks for watching the video. Hope to hear from you soon. I'm gonna see you on the next one. Stay active. Love you all. Peace.